The Bert Show.
Time to get buzzed on the hot goss from Hollywood with Abby. It's the Bert Show's entertainment buzz.
This is Exhibit A as to why TikTok shouldn't be banned, because otherwise I would never know what was going on in South Korea with these women wanting to give up men. I got to fill you in on what they're calling the 4B movement. But before I can get into that, I got my global correspondent, Jackson Kim, in here.
The resident Korean correspondent.
I was wondering what he was doing.
That's why you're in here. Yes.
Jackson, fill him in what's going on in South Korea.
Wait, do you want to go to another room and like this is news and she's throwing it to you in South Korea?
Make sure there's a little bit of a delay. Like you're waiting for.
Yeah, thank you, Abby.
Oh, thank you, Abby. I appreciate it. So this is honestly super interesting because I had no idea about this until Abby brought it up to me. And basically this movement is women who are completely swearing off men. It's an active rebellion against the patriarchy. And in Korea, it's still largely a very patriarchal society. And so a lot of times women feel second class. There's a lot more pandering that is done to men than it is, definitely over here. And so there's this movement that I think's been going on since around 2019, from what I've read, where these women are completely swearing off marriage. They're swearing off sex. They're swearing off everything to do with it.
Yeah, so it's called the 4B movement, and it's called 4B because it has to do with four words that, again, all start with the letter B, that stand for the refusal of heterosexual marriage, the refusal of childbirth, saying no to dating, and the rejection of heterosexual sexual relationships.
So explain this to me again. Why absolutely going cold turkey? Why is it so bad?
I think that there's this subset of women, and I don't think it's like this insanely massive movement, but it's getting legs as it's going more and more viral
that
online.
Aren't spreading.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you.
That was good.
You're back in the Gracie game.
Yeah, and I think that they're fed up they're fed up at a point where instead of just kind of silently quiet quitting, it's now just this outright refusal and rejection of the entire thing. I think they're just upset with the way that the society is run over there, and they're trying to make a stance by completely refusing all of this.
They're protesting, and they're using the one weapon they know that will get straight men to listen to them, and that's keeping their legs closed. So now people are hearing about this all over TikTok because obviously people were talking about what was going on over there, and now women across the world are like, wait a second, that sounds like a really good idea.
I am glad the government is trying to get rid of TikTok now. Ban it. Now I'm for the ban.
Now you're in.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. All right, well, keeping in the theme of our international e-buzz, let's talk about Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, because now they have expanded their soccer club, not just the one they've got in Wales, but they are investing in a soccer club in Mexico called Necaxa. It's a prestigious Mexican soccer club, and Eva Longoria is also investing in this. And it looks like they may even do a potential docuseries like they did with Wrexham called Welcome to Wrexham to launch this whole club again.
Well, wouldn't Wrexham fans be mad? Aren't they supposed to be focused on Wrexham and not another soccer club?
I don't know how they'd feel. I don't know how you could recreate this. I don't know much about this Mexican club here, but I think it's a pretty popular club. The beauty about Wrexham was that, nobody was paying attention to that club at all. The stadium was basically falling. It was falling to the ground. It was the right team in the right city at the right time, and they've done an amazing job with it, actually. They've increased by 2 leagues, and the goal is to get to the English Premier League. And the story is so unique that to try to do that again, I don't know if it's the same situation. I don't know if they're going to be as hands-on, but good for the team, but I just don't see it having the same kind of success.
It does feel like it'll be like catching lightning in a bottle because, and I'll relate this to the women folk who will understand this, it's sort of like when Southern Charm from Bravo tried to do the same thing that they did in Charleston and Savannah. You're catching lightning in a bottle. You need a specific cast and a specific set of circumstances to make a series really successful. So it's kind of like trying to launch a new Real Housewives franchise in a city where it's not necessarily necessarily going to work. So we'll have to keep tabs on it. Okay, there was a wild fight at a concert where this rapper named Stunna Girl got completely groped and felt up, and then there was a fight broken out.
Ooh, this dude will not do this again. I saw that video.
Learn that lesson.
She was up on stage, got her butt grabbed by some dude in the audience, and her husband actually went up to this guy and kind of got in his face, and he didn't hit him until the guy that had grabbed her butt started to get a little feisty with her or with him, and all of a sudden they're on the floor wrestling.
And then she comes over and she starts kicking. It just.
Yeah.
But what he did to her on stage, the fact that he laid hands on her and smacked her ass the way he did on stage, I totally understand her man jumping down there and being like, "What do you think you're doing?" Touching.
You do that in front of her husband and her husband's security. Mm-hmm. You earned it.
Yeah, I know the PC thing to say is, I'll never condone violence, and I don't. But look, if you're going to put your hands on a woman that's on stage and grab her ass like that, expect to get your ass kicked.
100%. All right, Jerry Seinfeld says he knows why new sitcoms are not getting picked up, and it's all got to do with politics. It's on your next E-Buzz on The Bert Show.
It's The Bert Show.
The Bert Show.